Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to one and all. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to the 6th Institute Lecture Series of IIM Calcutta. As you all know, we have amongst us His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama of Tibet, a global icon of peace, spirituality, democracy and environmentalism. Sir, we are delighted to have you with us.
I put my own cap. With help of this sort of strong light, I can see clear the faces of audience. For me, that's important. When I see the faces of audience, then I feel something alive. If you cannot see the audience in the in darkness, then sometimes I feel I'm talking to ghost, like that. So that's where I see your face, and I really feel I'm talking to another human brothers and sisters. Basically, we are same. So, respected leaders and professors and students, that actually you all are human brothers and sisters. I always look to another human being at the fundamental level. Then I'm a human being, you're also a human being. On the level of that, on that level, you see, mentally, emotionally, physically, we are same. The way we born, the way we die, same. And during that period, by innate, we had freedom of eye. With that, desire to achieve more joyfulness, more happiness. And by innately, we do not want suffering. Because of that nature, we have every right to achieve happy life. I have that right. You all have the same right. Then things is that we are social animals. Individuals' interests, individuals' happy life much depend on the rest of the community. Now today, due to technology and also some extent, I think, population, now world becoming much closer, much sort of closer, and becoming smaller. So, future of every continent depend on other continent. That's today's reality. So according to that reality, we must have sense of global responsibility on the basis of clearly recognize oneness of humanity. So, when I talk with people, there's no barrier. I'm a human being. According to my own experience, I know what kind of sort of desire, what kind of sort of mind in your mind. More or less same. So usually, I sort of expressing purpose of our life. Almost we can say happy life. That's the very purpose of our life. Reason is quite simple. Our future, no guarantee. But we live on hope. Hope means something good. Once the individual completely lost hope, that very mental attitude shortened their life. And eventually, physical also ruin. So hope, fresh, optimism is the key factor for our survival. So therefore, hope means something good. So I feel the very purpose of our life is happiness. This is my feeling, my view. So that's the basic minds of thinking. So physically, this is almost first time I'm here, engaged with you. But because of the background, we are saying almost long time fact. No need for introduction. Now here firstly I want to share with you India, most populated democratic nation. When we look back last several thousand years, I think among, of course, according my knowledge also is very limited, but according to my sort of knowledge, where Egyptian civilization, Chinese civilization, then what called Indus Valley civilization. India civilization, originally that's Indus Valley civilization. Among these three, I think as far as philosophical thinking or human mind or science of mind in these fields, this Indus Valley sort of civilization is most sophisticated. That's clear. So eventually, many ancient Indian, the spiritual different sort of school of thought, a lot of explanation about the mind. I think now today, I think the most sort of complete information about brain, about mind, about emotion is Indian ancient literature, including Buddhist literature. Therefore, number of top scientists from the West, America, Europe, really very, very eager to take more detailed, precise information about thousands different human emotions and how to tackle these emotions. Now, particularly in the medical science, now they realize emotions are so important for good health. And then also you see some other sort of social scientists, they also now realize many unhealthy sort of situation in the society, particularly among the younger generation, very much related with emotions. The best way to counter these things are human affections, human love, human friendship. So, in ancient times, I think this country really produced a lot of sort of wise, minded people. Even before Buddha came, already there are great thinkers already there. Then Buddha also, you see, really elaborate. That last 2,500 years. I think first Takshashila, now in Pakistan. Then Nalanda, then Vikamarshila. I think through centuries, many centuries, these centers, these Buddhist monastics or universities, these not only Buddhist center, but also I think at that time, India's academic center. I feel like that. So, that's what past of this country. I think really great nation. And then in modern time, of course, British imperialist, bad, but the British imperialist introduced, I think, modern education system in this country, and also technology. So after India got independence, India really established democratic system very well. Last over 60 years, this country is very, very stable because of democratic system, rule of law, freedom of speech, freedom of press. Really wonderful. I often telling my Chinese friend, look, India, East Indian, West Indian, South Indian, North Indian, different language, different script. But because of democracy, freedom of expression, rule of law, no danger of separation. In Chinese case, every sort of community who have different language, they're very much afraid they might go differently, separately. So I often tell them, oh, India, in spite of difference of community, different culture, different language, but no threat because of the equality, rule of law, and democracy like that. So I think, during critical period on this global level, India non-alignment. I think that also is related with 1,000-year-old ahimsa thinking. It's wonderful. Now today, as I mentioned earlier, most populated, stable, democratic country. Meantime, technology field, India now really advancing. Very good, very important. So still, I'm hoping should carry more research work in these fields. Use Indian sort of talent, right? Your talent. So this country, since most populated democratic country and one of the big Asian country, so this country must succeed. So you, yeah, student of one famous institution, usually I telling those people whose age below 30, 20, 15. Oh, how many people below 30? Raise hand. Good. Then, how many people whose age beyond, above 60? First, I'm 76. So, any? Above 60? Below 60. So now here point is, these young people below 30, 20, 15, you are the generation of 21st century. I belong 20th century. That century already gone. My generation now almost now ready to say goodbye. In any way, 20th century passed. Now, according to history, 20th century, in spite many positive sort of development in technology, mainly in science and technology, some other. But that century become century of war, century of bloodshed. So according historian, over 200 millions of people killed, including civil war. And also the immense violence used, even use nuclear weapon in Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Immense suffering due to just one bomb. I visited these both places. Very touching way. Very, very touching. So such immense suffering, immense violence, really create new shape of world, better world, then such immense sort of atrocity, immense sort of violence can be justified. But that's not the case. Even beginning of this 21st century, some unhealthy sort of development in Iran, Afghanistan, these areas, and also in some of the Eastern European countries, like Kosovo, these things. It's the symptom of the 20th century's mistake, or 20th century's certain sort of negligence, or use wrong method. So now, because of our past mistake, now you have to look at this 21st century. Now almost 11 years passed. Now 89 years yet to come. So there is real chance this century, 21st century, can be more peaceful, more compassionate world, more justice world, more equal world. Better world will not materialize through prayer. 1,000 years, those believers every day pray to God, pray to Buddha, but fail. From the Buddhist viewpoint, things depend on our own shoulder. Buddha stated, you are your own master. Buddha has just show guidance way, show path. Whether you should follow or not, up to individual. So Buddha clearly stated, as a Buddhist, and according to Buddhism, our goal, nirvana, moksha. But whether that moksha materializes or not, entirely up to individual practitioner. So therefore, happy world will not materialize through prayer, but through action, work. In order to carry action, work, effort, we need willpower, no matter how difficult it is. It is something really worthwhile and based on truth, based on compassion, based on sense of concern of well-being of entire humanity. So solid basis there. With that motivation, no matter how difficult it is, tirelessly make effort. I think within next over 80 years, I think humanity can change this world. So the younger generation who belongs to the 21st century, now you have very important shoulder, because are very important, the responsibility on your shoulder. So now, important thing is two things. One, smart brain, and including sort of knowledge, technology, these things, concerning material values, material development. That alone, no guarantee these recent years or even past, those serious sort of troublemaker, as far as their brain is concerned, I think many of them very smart brain. Like I think September 11th event, those people who really start this plan and carry this work, very sort of smart brain. They calculate how to carry that work step by step with top secrecy. So their brain is very smart. But other hand, here, full of anger, full of hatred. So their smart brain dominated by hatred. So brilliant sort of brain and sort of say well-known education, high standard of education may not show to bring happy result, positive result, or destructive result. Not sure. So we must pay more attention about warm-heartedness. Education alone, even individual case, may not bring inner peace. I think among you also maybe some student, very smart, very sharp mind, but a lot of anxiety. Many nights sleepless and depend on tranquilizer or alcohol and fear. And deep inside, because of fear, because of distrust, deep inside, lonely feeling. So education, wealth will not will not reduce these things. Only warm-heartedness, sense of concern of others' well-being, in other words, more altruistic attitude. Only that mental sort of attitude reduce fear, increase self-confidence, and create more friendly atmosphere. With that, you get more trusted friend. We are social animals. We need genuine friend. Genuine friend only come on the basis of trust. Trust come through transparency. Transparency come on self-confidence and honest, truthful. So therefore, irrespective of the believer or non-believer, even anti-religious people, okay, but these good human qualities are, so long you are a human being, so long you are part of humanity, you need these things for your own interest in order to fulfill your life, more happier human life. These things are solid basis. Without that, you may be billionaire, you may become billionaire, but billions of dollars never bring inner peace, more anxiety, more fear, and also power, like Stalin power or Mao Zedong's power, will not bring inner peace. Inner peace only through your own development of basic human value. I usually call human value because these are biologically equipped. As soon as we're born, we totally rely on that person. At that time, no idea who is that person. But actually, mother, just few minutes after born, totally rely on that person. So long that person doesn't embrace the child, feel very happy. As soon as separate, feel unsafe. Even animal, we can see the puppies when are separate from their mother. With mother, very peaceful. So some scientists, they carry as an experiment, monkey, a young monkey, some young monkey, they are put with mother. Some young monkey separate from mother. Then after a few days, they notice those monkey who live with mother, playful, happy. But those young monkey separate from mother never show happy mood, always anxiety, anger, or often fighting. So we human beings also like that. I'm quite sure, you see here, few hundred people here. You see, outwardly, everybody very smart. But in deep inside, those individuals who received maximum affection when we were young, and deep inside, much happier, more easily developed sense of confidence. Those people who at that time very early life, lack of affection from parent, or even some abuse. I think such people, the rest of their life, deep inside, always feel unsafe. And then, most important, those children, those people who received maximum affection when they grown up, they can easily show love, compassion, affection to others, easily. Those individuals who lack receiving affection from others, that these people later difficult to show love and compassion to others. So their whole life become deep inside, always cold, unhappy. So therefore, these are biological factors, not due to religious teaching. Of course, all major religious tradition talks importance of love, compassion, with that forgiveness, tolerance, self-discipline, restraint, harming others. All these teachings, which is same, all major traditions, in spite different philosophical viewpoint, but these practices concern same and also have the same potential. But these actually human being biologically equipped these things. Humanity need these things. So all the major religious tradition talks these values. So I feel from Buddhist viewpoint, religion also human creation. So naturally, according to our sort of biological factors of experience, we say those positive things we consider something important. So the religion also is carry the message of these things like that. So that I usually call secular way to promote these values. So that I want to tell you, this famous institution, please pay some attention, at least some attention, about these inner values. Should not consider these inner values are religious subject. No. If you have religious belief, very good. But if you have no religious sort of belief, okay. But these things are, for this life, these things are very, very sort of important factor for happy life and also community. I often used to telling, half joke, half teasing, especially those young ladies. So you spend some money for your, what we call, cosmetic, making beauty. I think some beauties, I think artificial sort of, because of the, some black things here, or sometimes blue or something, looks very strange. But they felt, I think, because they're good for beauty like that. So, external beauty, people consider very important. But more important is inner beauty. Love, compassion. These things there. So I have one story. In early 60s, one Tibetan government official, monk official, eventually he disrobed. I know him from Tibet, a very trusted sort of official. So one day I teased him, now you disrobed. Your wife, not that much attractive, I told him. Then his response is, oh yes, external sort of appearance, not that much attractive. But the person, the lady's person is really wonderful, really very, very good thing, he said. So, that I have no further argument. So he mentioned inner beauty is so beautiful. So he contented. That's very good, isn't it? So I think, just a few days ago, I met some young youth from different countries. One young man, a few ladies also there. In fact, my next, two ladies there. So then one young man, of course, some other sort of serious questions, and I answer or rather discuss, very useful. Then one silly question, one young person, he asked me, do you have sort of feeling of love? And I answered, yes, I very much love this young girl. I want to marry next day. Then next day, I will fight with her and divorce. I mentioned like that. So, see, on the basis of external beauties, a few days, happy moment. Then, too much attachment on superficial level. In deeper level, they always hatred comes together. So few days love, but then after a few days, suspicion, hatred, divorce, fighting. In the worst case, killing. Isn't it? So therefore, the inner beauty is so important if you want long-lasting, happy marriage. Inner beauty is very, very important. So like that. And now in this country, unfortunately, firstly, huge gap, rich and poor. I had some occasion, some visit a village. Very recently, I visited, it was a barefoot college in Rajasthan. And I reached there, in order to reach there, some very poor villages. And Himachal state also is there, a lot of poor people. And then worst thing is like Delhi, even Delhi, and also Bombay, in Calcutta also, what called slums. Very poor people, and some street children. Some cases, nobody look after them. Big constructions, big houses, more and more big houses. Poor people still remain poor there, begging. Global level, national level, even in the United States, gap rich and poor, immense. And China now, also this supposed socialist country, now huge gap, rich and poor. Now here, this country, I think, and then also the corruption. These days, I call new disease, new cancer on this global level, on the globe. That's corruption. So now here in India, like China, you see, they do not care much about moral principle, only power. So it is understood. But here, this country, generally speaking, very religious-minded community. I think every house, I think, statue of Ganesh, statue of Shivalinga, or like that. And I think in many cases, I think the family worship some god or goddess, and then some flower put in front of them. So these believers, I really found big contradiction. Believe God, accept the spiritual value, then day-to-day life, corruption. Don't care about injustice or exploitation. Only two ways, two choices. Either believe God, follow your life with principle, according to God's principle. That's justice, truthful, honest, compassionate. Either that way or deny God, worship money, whatever way you get money, yes, you do it. That's the corruption, bullying, exploitation. These two things cannot go together. So my Indian friends, I usually describe Indians, our guru historically. We are Chela. We Tibetan, Chela of Indian guru. So when some part of my guru doing these sort of, shameful thing, as a Chela, we really feel because of the shame. Please think more seriously this gap between poor and the corruptions. We cannot blame few individuals or politicians. These people come from a society where not much talking about inner value, about principles. So then their whole life become like that. So in order to change these things, you, the generation who belongs to the first century, you have to make effort to create healthy society, healthy family. In order to create healthy family means with principle. For that, individual should have this quality. Then that individual, wherever that individual there, their family eventually develop affectionate family with principle. Then 10 family, 100 family, 1,000 family, 100,000 family. That's a community. Better community not come from sky. Better community cannot better community cannot develop by law, by parliament, degrees law. No, but from individual. So all my generations now ready to say goodbye, so all our hope put on your shoulder. In America, or also some other place, where I talk some youth, half joke, I'm telling them, please, you, the generation of 21st century, please, with vision and with holistic view, and make effort to develop happier society, happier humanity. I may not see that result. So I'm telling them, I may be in heaven or hell. In any case, I will watch you, whether you are really making effort or not. So here also I want to tell you, this is the beginning of this 21st century. If you make effort with holistic view and determination based on altruism I think within this century, you can enjoy better world. And for that, India, most populated democratic country, very healthy country, and ancient time, lot of wonderful thinkers produced. So I think you can build this nation, material development as well as the inner development combined. Just yesterday, or no, day before yesterday, I discussed with one person very much sort of serious. Now, they want a lot of students, I think over 75 colleges or something in Delhi area. So they are very, very eager to start some education about moral ethics. And he wants some suggestions. I discussed something. So next year we're going to meet. And in America, and last, I think 2 years ago, Canada, Quebec, many universities in Quebec, teacher from many universities in Quebec area can, for some period, for something like teachers training about secular ethics without religion. So they invited me to talk. I also share some of this my thought. So there are people who really now seriously are searching, in modern education system, some education about moral ethics. And that ethics in the education system must be secular way. India's constitution based on secularism because India is a multi-religious nation. Last 1,000 years, multi-religious nation. So naturally, the secularism is the most sort of fit according to that reality. According to India, the secularism does not mean disrespect to religion, but rather respect all religions and also respect non-believers. It's wonderful. Some time back, I had some discussion, Advaniji, and he mentioned one of the factors this country most successful about democratic system is 1,000 years in this country there is tradition, habit that among different school of thought, scholars from different school of thought, and different views, they argue, critical each other, criticize. One of them, Charvaka school of thought. It is ancient nihilism, denying existence of law of karma, existence of next life, existence of God, denying. So that school of thought, see, the rest of the spiritual school of thought consider nihilism, condemn, criticize. Yet, the person who holds that view refer rishi, sage. That means expression of respect. So, viewpoint different, critical, criticize. But person who holds that view, respect. So that is one of the causes of successful democratic system in this country, he told me. So, in ancient time, according to secularism, respect non-believer. So, modern times non-believer also worthy to respect as a human being. So therefore, secularism, some my friend, some Muslims, some Christians, when I say secularism, they express some sort of reservation. Then I always tell him, when I use the word secularism, it's according Indian sort of interpretation of it, according Indian sort of understanding. So, in this country, I think you can really, and then I always see when I give talk in different part of the world, except China. Chinese government, some officials, even describe me as a demon. So when I first heard that report, I immediately said, actually, yes, I'm demon with this horn. So actually, they are really childish like that. So in any way, I may be demon, but not that bad demon. So in any way, secular. Whenever I give talk, I always consider myself, and also I tell them, I'm messenger of India. Mainly two things, two fields. The message of ahimsa, message of non-violence, and message of pluralism about religions, harmony among the different institutions. These two things are really, I think, model of the rest of the world. I have been Northern Ireland few times. Really terrible. Protestant, Catholic, both follower of Jesus Christ. Both pray according to the Bible. But then the very name, Catholic, Protestant, and consider the other is a non-believer. And even of killing. Really. But then in Muslim countries, Shia, Sunni, both reading Quran, believe Allah, and 5 times prayer. But due to small differences, fighting. When I see or heard these things, then I really admire India's 1,000-year-old tradition, religious harmony. So I usually telling these two things. So I consider myself as a messenger of India. So last few years, when I had gathering or participate some Indian spiritual guru sort of meeting, because of such a meeting, Rishikesh, in Chikasa, Haridwar, occasionally some meeting. I appealed them. I'm as a messenger letter, carrying these ancient India's message of love, ahimsa, religious harmony. So now time come, my boss, these Indian gurus must take active role regarding promoting or educate ahimsa and religious harmony. Firstly, within the country, then because of the more exposure to outside the world. So religious leader, spiritual leader, can carry some ceremonial or ritual way, not sufficient. Must come out, talk with these young people, talk, share ancient Indian wisdom, make it relevant today's world. That's very important. So finally, the technology, with help of technology and modern science, material development, still very much in need, very much relevant. While millions of Indian farmers remain there. Right? Many occasions I express, real transformation of India must take place in rural area. Just a few big cities expand. May not be genuine transformation of India. Real transformation must start in rural area. I am very much impressed in Taiwan and also Japan. Industrialized nation. Even small pieces of land, they cultivate, use modern technology. And because of greenhouses. So India also should do that. Small scale industry in farmland must develop. So that I just want to tell you. So you are in my generation, now who belongs to 20th century, now looking towards you. Please remember these things and please work hard. Some of my critics last few years, sometimes I express how my guru, Indians, wonderful. Your brain, wonderful. But sometimes you're a little bit lazy. Please think that. So on occasion, one reporter in Dharamsala, he has a little sort of resentment. He told me that my comment is hurt some Indian. Then there's immediately after the Olympic game, some problems start, isn't it? So then I told him what happened there. Olympic, Commonwealth, yes, Commonwealth game in Delhi. Due to corruption or some kind of thing, certain things, and also laziness. So it happened like that. So I had a very good sort of response to him. Yes, it's a word, little bit sort of not nice. But there's Tibetan saying, if you are truly close friendship, right, close friend, then point out your friend's sort of drawbacks. So I also describe myself as a son of India. You know, one day, some overseas Chinese reporters came to see me. Very friendly, very good. Of course, usually, whenever I met some Chinese, I always consider them as, also you say, as human brothers, sisters, no differences. And we Tibetan have long centuries of relations with Chinese, sometimes happy relations, sometimes bad relations, like that. So in any way, one Chinese reporter asked me, why you describe yourself as a son of India? I think he little bit sort of feeling of offend what? Then I told him the truth. My brain, every particle of my brain filled by Nalanda thought. That's the Indian thought. Then this physical, last over 50 years, this physical survived by Indian dals, Indian rice, Indian chapati. So therefore, mentally, physically, I am son of India. Then he seems to understand. So on the level of my emotional feeling, I am a son of India. So it is my duty to report you with great hope and confidence to younger Indian generation, please build this nation more balancedly, external sort of development and internal development. And economic development also must be sustainable economic development. See, every year, Bangalore, Bombay, Delhi, Calcutta, cars increase immensely. Of course, good. At the same time, you have to think long-term ecology problem, and also this gap rich and poor. And then think very seriously. Big nation, naturally, a lot of problems. So you really need long-term vision and holistic view, not just profit here and there. Long-term views, that's very, very important. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, His Holiness, for your truly inspiring words of wisdom. It was an honor and a privilege to listen to you. Also, to mark this momentous occasion and in the honor of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the Art Club of IIM Calcutta, Hughes, has prepared a special painting. We would like to request His Holiness to please autograph the painting, which will later be put up in the Management Center for Human Values. May I now request Professor Prashant Mishra, Chairman PGP, to deliver the vote of thanks.
His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the visiting dignitaries, my colleagues, member of faculty and staff, as well as the students, we are indeed privileged and blessed to have the Dalai Lama amongst us, and we express our gratitude and heartfelt thanks for you to finally made it to our campus. Last year we were disappointed that your visit could not happen, So thank you very much on behalf of all the people in IMC family, and we look forward to host you again in near future whenever you visit Calcutta. Thank you very much. I would request Professor Sagatare to hand over our token of appreciation, a memento to His Holiness, and also felicitate him with one shawl.